And we're live to the sound of Sean nearly spilling his drink for the 5th time this week. That mouse mat is 90% beer at this point, but...
No. It was not beer this time, it's coffee.
Oh, well, okay.
Only two of those were beer. One of them was a glass of squash, this time it was coffee. But it's fine. Only one beer went over, for which I shall ever mourn. Until next week when I buy more beer.
So, hey, I'm not sure who we got, but we've likely got Ass. So, hey, dude. We've actually got, barring Rach, we've got pretty much a full band here. So, Adam, Phil, everybody. We've got some well thought out topics this time as well, so thanks again to Ask for that, providing those on the Discord. Big appreciation for that. And we decided to stream Hunter this time. The problem we're going to have is that none of us have played Monster Hunter in about 8 months ish. Iceborne came out, we played it solidly for, I don't know, say 5-ish weeks, and then no one's played it since. So
well, for
Rust is another.
We've each got 500, 600 hours in Monster Hunter.
Yeah, but Rust is going to be an understatement. I'm going to be playing like absolute garbage, so apologies in advance.
Indeed.
Right.
I'll be hunting, actually.
Shall we start out with... I need to open tab and I'm just moving my mouse everywhere. Should we start out with the trailer stuff so I can get it out of the way?
Yeah,
So, Star Wars Squadrons. There's a trailer out which I'm just going to play in the bottom right of the screen. There it is. There's apparently going to be crossplay and VR. This is for both PC and PS5. There's no mention of Xbox that I'm aware of, unless anyone else knows something that I don't know.
I only know the notes that you've provided, but if there is any crossplay, even if it's just between PC and PS4, then that's going to be enough to get it working on Xbox as well. So it's it's good that they're giving us crossplay. I think that's a major thing. Not entirely sure, looking at the trailer or having watched the trailer, that's A, actually gameplay, B, more than about 4 people in a single match, and C, graphically up to snuff. Like, it looks a bit cartoony to me.
Yeah, I think it was a pre-render, wasn't it?
Well, it's rendered using Game Engine. Also, does someone want to start a Guiding Lands and I'll just join in?
Yeah, can do.
Yeah, like rendered using actual engine or blah blah blah, but it's still... I don't know, I'm kind of alright with it, because I remember the old XCOM versus TIE Fighter and etc, etc. So I'm kind of looking forward to playing something
XCOM
with the same
versus
vein.
TIE Fighter, that's a spin-off crossover I never came across.
Do you not remember ages ago? Not XCOM, fuck me, X-Wing.
X-Wing.
X-Wing. That took me a long time to understand what I did wrong then. X-Wing. XCOM versus TIE Fighter, Jesus.
Well, mate.
Mate, I had a coffee, but I also had a nap, so the two are sort of counteracting each other. I pressed the wrong button.
And that's where you done fucked up.
My master rank is not high enough to join. Wow.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
You can't even join... Well, you post yours then and we'll join yours.
Alright, okay. Oh, it's
Slacking
because
what?
he's got level 7 stuff, that's why.
You slacking what? Anyway, let me just stop that because the trailers... Why won't you open tab? There we go. It's just playing indefinitely. Right, the other one, just to get that out of the way as well, so before I jump into this, is Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access. So Larian has provided a glimpse of the gameplay, as you will now see at the bottom right, for Baldur's 3, and revealed a possible Early Access launch, hopefully, for us at least in August. I can't wait to get my hands on this. Yeah.
Comment from Asa. Apparently, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter will have HOTAS support. Yes! That is a major thing to me. Like, not having HOTAS, or preferably HOTAS support in a game like that is a major deal breaker in my opinion. So that's a big thing for me and makes me super happy.
That's the XCOM versus TIE Fighter, yeah.
That's an XCOM versus TIE Fighter.
Yeah, I've been following Larian Studios quite closely on Twitter, and I even watched their live stream as well. And like, yeah, any Divinity Original Sin fans, you'll have an absolute field day with Baldur's Gate 3, and anyone who's not played Divinity, like, you'll enjoy like the UI, the graphics, the combination of the spells. Yeah, it's all really coming along.
I mean, Divinity is at this moment in time the big sort of top-down isometric RPG, isn't
It's
it?
one, yeah, and it was at the time developed by a Kickstarter studio that's now turned AAA because of the fame they got from the games. Yeah,
Really? I didn't realise that they were.
Yeah.
That's how they got their start.
Yeah, the original Divinity, Original Sin was a Kickstarter project that I backed in 2000 and something. I don't remember the exact year, But yeah, they started off as a very, very small Kickstarter project, and then now they've gone into AAA and been given Baldur's Gate. And from what I've seen so far, they're doing a really good job with.
Not to interrupt the train of thought, but
Interesting.
I can't seem to be able to join any guiding lines.
Yeah, when I click join, there's nothing there. Like, Phil, you're gonna have to post yours up, mate.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Is there?
Oh,
I
there we
just
go.
joined his.
There we go. All right, fair enough. It wasn't there for me before. I'm joining now. Right, so they're the 2 trailers out the way. That's it. That's all we got for trailers. Not like that's it as in
Thanks
stream.
for joining the stream, guys.
I might just shut up and play the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, okay. So what else? Jim Keller. Talking about the notes. Jim Keller has left Intel. Sean, expand if relevant, please.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Jim is one of the... He's basically one of the 2 parents of x64, right? So he is the reason, or one of the big reasons, we have 64-bit processors now. Back when he worked at AMD many moons ago. He is one of the biggest names when it comes to CPU, x86 CPU architecture. So if you've got a home computer or a laptop or anything like that, it's running a CPU that's got a little bit of his work in, pretty much guaranteed. He worked at AMD for years, moved to Apple for a bit, I believe, then came back to AMD and helped build AMD Ryzen. Like, we saw how much of an improvement AMD have seen, right? He then went across to Intel, which Intel very much needed because they needed a man of his capabilities to really bring themselves back in line. And he's left. I think basically just saying, you know, not happy here or whatever else, and therefore he's gone elsewhere. So that's a real big loss for Intel. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to Apple. Especially with Apple moving to their own ARM architecture or their own ARM designs, which has now been confirmed, and I suppose makes a nice segue onto that topic. Which, is that in the notes? I can't remember.
No, just keep going. Just keep
to...
rolling, dude. Keep rolling, you're fine.
I forgot to add that. So yeah, obviously there were rumors that Apple were going to be dropping Intel's x86 for their CPUs in their MacBooks. That has now been confirmed. They had their WDC conference. Conference there being redundant because the C means conference. Yeah, it has been confirmed. They are moving to ARM. What's interesting is they're citing about a 15% increase in performance versus the Intel architecture, which is going to be curious because ARM processors, for those who aren't as maybe versed in the whole technical side of stuff, is what your mobile phone runs or your iPad. It's not really known for running laptops, let alone anything, you know, your phone's not as powerful as your computer, right? Or even your home console, really. It's not as powerful as your home console, even though they're 5-6 years old now. So seeing Apple claim such a big boost just by moving to an ARM architecture means either they've got some seriously good fucking microarchitecture designs, or actually ARM is worth a hell of a lot more than I ever realized. It's going to be interesting to see. Even though I really don't like Apple products.
Although I imagine that the ones they're using in their MacBooks would be bigger form factor than what you'd see in phones. So they can probably squeeze more power into them.
Not necessarily, because obviously it's not like it's going to have, you know, phone level run cool, right? Because they're going to have to size it up to match the requirements, or to match the power. What I'm going to find interesting is, how is this going to impact non-Apple bespoke applications? Say, for example, Adobe Premiere, right? Which is an application that me and Steve both use for editing videos. That works really well on Apple products, like really well. But it's sort of coded to work with just predominantly Intel processors. All of a sudden, those applications are going to have to work with ARM as well, which they've never had to before. So this might be great for Apple, but is it going to be great for the consumers? I don't know. And I genuinely think it may not be. I think this could actually hinder consumer sort of friendliness. You can tell we're in the middle of a fight, can't you?
Yeah, I'm just quiet, sorry. I can't think about stuff now. When you said, should we just play Hunter for the stream, I was like, yeah, but I might be quiet. Like, yeah. Come on, he's got to be falling down in a second.
Did the performance wear off? Ah, I didn't even get hit. At least I thought. Good thing I got health augment on this weapon. Nice.
Let me just, next time I reload, I'll cast my eyes up to the topics. There we go. So what's going on? AT&T possibly selling its Warner Brothers Interactive division. I'm just going to run in circles while I talk about this. AT&T is discussing a sale of its Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment Gaming division in a deal that could fetch about $4 billion US. Take-Two Interactive Software, Electronic Arts, and Activision Blizzard have all expressed an interest in buying this division. No deal is assured or even imminent. This seems to be entirely conversation with them at this point.
Which studio is this? Sorry.
Warner Brothers Interactive. AT&T own it currently, and they're looking to flog it from.
I didn't realise AT&T owned it. I mean, what has Warner Brothers Interactive made recently that's decent?
Weren't they responsible for like helping with all of the Batman Arkham games?
Yeah, I think they were publishing those.
Yeah, I think that
Were
was
they
one of their-
publishing or developing? Because that's a big difference.
No, they were. It was.
It was made by
publishing them.
Rocksteady, I think.
Yeah, I think they were
Published
just
by
the
one of
publishers,
them.
weren't they?
Yeah, I'm not aware of any other games. See, that to me isn't that big a thing because I'm like, well, okay, so they're going to gain access to the Warner Brothers rights. Whoever gets it gains access to Warner Brothers, right? Are there any big IPs nowadays with Warner Brothers? I mean, you get I suppose you get like Looney Tunes if anyone remembers that. But yeah, you get some of the DC stuff as well, I guess. I don't think there's a major.
That's a Naga Cougar.
Oh,
In for a penny, in for a pound.
boy! How you doing, best boy?
Dodogama's best boy, you blasphemous bitch.
Yeah,
Naga Cougar is next, best boy. Okay.
No, not okay.
no, I was getting like
Warner Brothers Interactive owns Avalanche, Monolith. Oh, okay, so they actually own a lot of studios as well. That's interesting to know.
you would only be buying the parent. You wouldn't be buying the.
If you own the parent, you own the daughter company. That's
it?
how it works. Well, of course. If you buy a car, you own its wheels at the same time. You don't just buy the chassis. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but surely, like, if I
I think
remember
this is a
correctly,
bit different though.
the parent
Well, not
company,
really.
like, if it owns, like, say, I don't know, one of the companies I used to work for was owned by a conglomerate company. All those other little tiny companies had a choice whether they wanted to like separate or not.
Yes, but they would have to foot the value
Oh,
of man
of
to their
course.
shares. So that there would of course be the option for those companies to say, no, you know what, we don't want to go Take-Two, we don't want to go. Who are the other ones? Activision, Blizzard, and whoever the other one was. Yeah, they're gonna have that option. That can't be denied. But they are still part of the parcel, right?
Oh my god, this Naga Cougar's messing me up.
You guys still fighting the target?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
here.
for God's sake, I'm fighting the bloody Lumu.
Oh, you kill that. It's fine.
I wonder if they weren't so annoying. I'm using a longsword, mate. It's extremely frustrating to hit. Oh, he's put me to sleep. Night, night.
Does somebody want to tenderize this for moi?
Oh yeah, I forgot you got a little rattly thing.
Oh, alright, I thought I was about to take the first hit of the game then. It's sad times.
I just did.
Really hard remembering this. Like, a lot of it seems to be like muscle memory and luck.
Interesting. So Warner Brothers Interactive owns NetherRealm, the guys that make Mortal Kombat. For the love of fucking God, do not let EA buy them.
Yeah, do not let EA touch that, but you know they will. And we'll never
Yeah.
get another Mortal Kombat again.
I mean, well, no, we'll get another Mortal Kombat. They'll just close the bloody studio and pump it full of microtransactions, which, to be fair, the last Mortal Kombat did have a fair few microtransactions. It just wasn't... They didn't make an EA out of it, right? Like, for the love of God, don't let fucking EA buy that studio. Because...
I
yeah,
reckon
no.
EA have got more money than Take-Two, though.
I don't know. I'd say it's about even.
Wait, doesn't Take-Two... No, that's different studio.
Shit, I forgot to reload. I'm about to get smacked. Oh no, no. There we go. Okay.
Ooh, that was an... Oh, you bugger. I dodged the first roll spin, I missed the second. Yeah, what's the next topic?
Nagakuga.
That's the
Deathloop.
next target.
Right, let me just run out of this area for 1 sec, because Deathloop and... yeah. I have to alt and tab for the notes. This is probably going to get me smashed. It's not the best game to stream while also perusing notes, is it?
No.
Gotta practice though.
So, do we all remember the trailer that we saw during the PS5 unveil for Deathloop? Do we remember what it is? If not,
Yes.
it's the one where people were seemingly assassinating each other over and over, and then they would die and then respawn and then go back at assassinate each other.
Yeah, pretty cool.
It's the guys that
concept.
made the Dishonored series, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, both players are playable, and apparently there's going to be an infiltration-based multiplayer around that. So Bethesda have said, I'm going to have to read the quote now without getting my ass kicked. Deathloop is a
just
uniquely
works.
arcane take on the first-person shooter genre and will launch exclusively for PlayStation 5 this holiday season. It will run at 4K.
It's a PS5 exclusive.
No, it'll run. It says that, but it's not. It'll run it'll run at 4K 60 FPS at launch, and will also be launching a PC at the same time. I don't know why they've said exclusively. It's clearly not. With stunning and stylish environments, memorable combat encounters, and the freedom to tackle each mission at your own pace, Deathloop tells the story of two supernatural assassins locked in an eternal clash. Every day is a battle of wits and weapons. That's the fluff piece.
So it's probably an online-only thing, isn't it?
Maybe it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully it's not, because I just don't like permanently online games. Simply because, this is what, 2 weeks in a row now where half an hour before stream, my internet's not working. Right? Like, Virgin Media, as great as their internet generally is not the most reliable of service providers. So online-only games to me are a bit of a problem. I hope it's not online only, and if it is, then I guess I'll still play it just because I like the concept. And the guys who made the Dishonored series, I thought did a fantastic job. I love those games. I think they're brilliant.
Yeah,
So
they're one of my favourite games.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, I think I'm still going to play it, but please don't make it online only, for the love of all. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts? Are you looking for do you want to play it?
It's
I wanna play
striking
it.
me with like do you remember Evolve? Where it's like it was a constant battle thing between one player and the other players. It's gonna be like that, I think. Where it's gonna be like a constant online thing where you just play against one other dude. And that to me,
So you think it's just going to be 1v1?
I think it's gonna just be like you jump into a game as a 1v1 and that's it. I think that's all you do. From what we've been shown anyway.
I think we're probably going to have to wait for a few more details to actually know for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't know that they could.
Oh, Adam!
I don't know.
Stop yeeting
Wow.
me!
It's not my fault if you're standing where I need to be.
You were standing where I needed to be! I'm trying to stab him in the face!
Me and Steve have got some perfect synergy going on though. We haven't hit each other once yet. He says.
I don't understand how I've not been hit. I'm like, real talk. Half the time I've been reading scripts and stuff, and there we go. I rolled into the tail instead of away. Shouldn't have said anything really, should I? What was my potion button? Mega
How much
potion.
of
Oh, iframes.
I do want to play it. Yeah, I'll definitely be picking it up. It looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know. I reserve judgment until I've seen more of it, and then there'll probably be a wee small review on it.
Yeah, there'll definitely be a review on it. I think with us all wanting to pick that one up, that's one we will end up reviewing, of course.
It strikes me as like a very good party game.
Yes, potentially.
It depends, doesn't it? If the functionality gets expanded upon and it does actually become more than just like a, hey buddy, look at this. If it actually can flesh out.
Oh my god, Adam.
I don't know.
What was that other one we saw? Where it was like, it kind of was like Kingdoms of Amalur, but like on steroids.
Don't remember.
There were so many games announced, I don't remember the names of them. Made by
I don't know,
Vanquish.
Godfall or
Might
something?
be a kind of
That's
Dark
it,
Souls
yeah,
kind of
Godfall.
deal.
Yeah, that's it, Godfall. That looks good.
Yes, that could be. I mean, it looks a little bit like Anthem was supposed to be, if it's the one I think it was.
What?
It's I might be thinking of a different game altogether. I'll have to double check the trailer. For
Nah,
that.
I'll give you that. It does kind of have like the Anthem like graphic style, I guess.
Yeah,
But it
looks
reminded
like
me a lot of like Kingdoms of Amalur. It really kind of looked like to me.
I just want to quickly throw out the ass. I can see you've commented, dude, but I can't read what those comments are just yet. I will in a minute.
So the last comment was, it might be a kind of Dark Souls kind of deal with invasions. I assume you're referring to that, the Assassin game, I forgot what it's called. Yeah, that could work actually, where you just have, if you have bigger groups, you sort of just like invade somebody else's to try and wreck their shit. Which I'm totally fine with, like, I like that idea.
That could be quite a cool take. It's a single player game, but like the other assassin can come in and ruin your day. That could be quite interesting if it's designed like that.
Yeah.
Yes, mate, because I'd constantly interfere with a single player game.
I
think it's one of those that can be done right as long as it can be turned off. As long as it can be turned off, it's not a problem. The moment you can't turn it off, that's a problem.
Oh, Captain Big Bag is back.
Sorry, I'll go.
What, the flying rat?
Yeah, flying sneeze ball.
Oh god damn it.
What were the other comments? Or can you not read them either?
I've replied to them, I've stated them as I've gone through.
Oh, sound, I thought there was more than that.
That's my dump on. Where am I? God. Oh, for God's sake, I just ran through the sleep powder without realising.
Where are you? Hang on.
Bags.
There you go.
Right,
Oh,
I'm
damn
gonna
it,
get
just let
rid of
me
this.
reload. Thank you. Like, evading reloads are lots of fun, but like if you accidentally don't reload or whatever,
Yeah,
reason,
you're
you
like,
have to
oh.
well, you have to change to another weapon, change to another ammo, and fire one off. Change quickly back to the other ammo, and then do your evading reload. If you still want it to be quick. I have no idea what's going on behind me.
It was sleeping.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
And
how
now
that
it
works.
woke me up.
Yeah, do you want to go on to the next topic then?
The next one is just obviously the Cyberpunk thing. We missed last week, didn't we? When this news would have been pertinent, Cyberpunk being delayed. So that kind of just is what it is. And next.
And they did, however, give us a live stream of what they had done, and it's gone gold pretty much. It's the date that we've said is now the date it will be released. There's no changing that now. It's ready.
I hope that's the case, because it's been delayed so many times, it makes me sad. I really want that game, because it looks so good.
Yeah, they did a live stream, and I've been trying to like hold out for as much as possible, but I had to give it a little look, and oh my, I won't say anything because I let everyone experience the flavour for themselves, but like, I only watched like 5 minutes of it. Oof.
How many times am I going to miss this Spirit Helmbreaker? Jesus. Oh, nice one. I can actually get my fucking Helmbreaker off now.
So yeah, anyway, in short, that is what that is. I don't suppose there's much to get into there that hasn't been covered. Xbox Series S. So we're expecting something that's basically half the size of the new Xbox Series X, probably half the power, and probably with a massive external PSU brick. What have I written about it? Basically
iPhone
that.
comes to mind.
Say again?
iPhone comes to mind.
It's
Really.
mid-tier.
You can't really afford like actual console. Here, buy this one instead, and then be upset with the results.
I think there was something in... Oh, hang on, I'm just going to quickly move out of the way so I can double check. There was a thing that was in our Discord earlier. I was going to hide over here quickly while I switch to Discord.
It suggests... Oh, it does actually detail the teraflop differentials and stuff, doesn't it? In that
I don't know if it specifies it, but... What?
That's gonna hide in the corner.
Oh, that didn't work.
Yeah, you get absolutely slapped, mate.
So you can stay at camp
well.
for a sec there, it's all good.
Yeah, that worked. I mean, this is from The Verge, so we all know what their capability is when it comes to confusing as well. Yeah, it's looking... Wow, that is a substantial downgrade.
Yeah, it's why would you ever buy it? Is my question.
So from let's have a look. So 7.5 gigabytes of usable RAM, down from the 13.5 usable on the Xbox Series X, which isn't that big of a deal. What is a big deal is it's 12 teraflops down to 4. on the GPU.
Fucking.
That's going from a 2080 to a 1650. That's going from a high-end GPU level performance to low-end. In fact, to put that into
nice, Adam.
perspective, let me just double-check something. Okay, let me put this into perspective for you. The PS4 Pro, get this, has 4.2 teraflops. That's 0.2 teraflops more GPU computing than the Xbox Series S is rumored to have. So the idea is so apparently Microsoft is expected to position its Lockhart console, which is the code name for it, for 1080p or 1440. It will not do 1440p. I'm sorry, but no, it will not do.
Was that for the S?
Yeah, it will not do 1440p. My GPU has more than 4 teraflops of performance, and it's not a high-end GPU. And my GPU will not do 1040p, 1440p. No, that is for people that are willing to take a big sort of sacrifice in terms of gaming looks.
Will it be 30 FPS, won't it?
It'd have to
Yeah,
be.
it's the thing is, performance-wise or power-wise, that is matching to what we have right now. That is matching to what everyone has in their living rooms
It's
right
bound
now.
to have some additional bell and or whistle. It's
It
just
will
probably
play
not
Xbox
worth
Series
it.
X games, probably. I think what they are doing is they're going, look, you know what? Not everyone wants... Oh, you already killed the Nagakuga. God damn it. What I think they're planning to do is say, look, you know, not everyone wants the top-end console. All right, we'll let you buy a cheap one that can play all the same games and everything else, but you lose a lot. You lose the graphical fidelity. It's like a Nintendo Switch Lite versus a Nintendo Switch, right? So the Nintendo Switch Lite is 100 quid cheaper, which is it's a third cheaper. It allows you to play any Nintendo Switch game, but you're limited to 720p, and you can only play it in handheld mode. You can't plug it into your telly. Right? It's not as powerful. It's got a smaller battery, etc. You're making sacrifices. I can only assume that that's what their line of thinking is okay, for the people that don't care about, you know, having the high graphical fidelity and this, that, and the other, all right, we're just going to give them something that's cheaper. What's going to be interesting is how they price it. If they say, okay, you can have an Xbox Series S for 300 quid and a Series X for 500 quid, I'd say that's about fair. Maybe. If they price it, like, say, at 400 and 500, no, that ain't right. A lot of this, in my mind, is going to come down to how they price it. As to whether or not, in my mind, it's worth having.
Well, it's supposed to be sub £300.
It was like in the... I don't know. I only skimmed the article, but...
Oh, you're
yeah,
right about.
if it's say 250 quid, right? Yeah, that's great, because then for young kids, right? I mean, we've got young
250
kids. And...
quid. That's the same price as like the last gen.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
can play next gen games in a
Yeah.
slightly retarded version.
Bingo. So, you know, for people with young kids and whatever else, right? The kids want, you know, like that are 6 or 7 years old. They don't care about the highest level graphic fidelity and whatever else. All they care about is that they can play Fortnite with their mates, right? So at that point, yeah, it's perfect for young kids like that. It's one of the reasons the Switch Lite exists. It's for people that only want handheld mode, like me. That's why I own a Switch Lite rather than a full-fat Switch. And for young kids. I think it has its place, but it's going to be so dependent on that pricing. So dependent on that pricing. What are we hunting, by the way?
I saw a bony boy and I was like, yeah, why not? But then he rolled away and I got myself a bit confused. I found him now, though.
Have you? Where is he?
Rotten
Over
Vale.
by. Oh
Yeah.
no, the effluvium.
So what's the next topic, or do you want me to take a look? Well, sure. Radaban.
The next topic is a tender one.
Yeah.
And it's also our last topic, so if anyone else wants to talk about anything else, we're only half an hour in, we feel free to just gas up whatever and then we'll drop that bombshell and leave.
I would say let's address it and then move on to happier times, and let's just have a dick around in game for half an hour, I guess.
That's fine. I don't know where the hell I'm going, and it would be nice to not have to constantly like flick my eyes up. So obviously we're not like massive World of Warcraft streamers. It's not that it's limited to World of Warcraft now, but we probably will be getting into it when it comes back, and so I've been staying abreast of the news, I suppose. One of the more prominent guilds out there, obviously a lot of World First and stuff in Method. I don't really suppose I need to say anything more than that. As soon as you say it, people are like, oh yeah, I know what it is. You probably do already know about it. If you don't, Google it. There's been some really serious allegations made against, I think one, might be a second member of their team. And there's all sorts of questions such as, did the management know about this? Did they not? You know, it's a deeper rabbit hole, you know, and I don't know, I kind of, it's newsworthy, and I kind of wanted to have a chat about it, but it's a really tender topic because it involves grooming of underage children and other extremely serious things that one can't particularly take lightly, and since we're a reasonably light-hearted channel, I didn't really want to get bogged down in it. Short version, it is my opinion that any abuse of power for whatever reason is not, obviously it's not acceptable, and if anybody higher up in the organisation did know and didn't do anything about it, then they are culpable. I just hope, I suppose the only thing I want to say about it is I hope that a thorough investigation is done and like a justified outcome is achieved, if that makes sense. Like,
yes.
I don't know, you know what I'm talking about, right, Sean? Like, I really don't want to get into it. It's
I know
just
exactly
gross.
what you're talking about, and I think as big fans of World of Warcraft, as someone, so I myself have done a lot of raiding over the years. I did the wrong ability there. So I myself have done a lot of raiding over the years. I've watched a lot of the methods runs and things like that, where I've been able to, at least where they have been recorded. Yeah, they were a big part of the World of Warcraft community.
MDIs, man, the Mythic Dungeon Invitationals, the PvP competitions, they've had like...
Yes.
They so
are
associated with World of Warcraft as a brand.
Yeah, and it is a big thing, and that's the only reason we felt it needed to be brought up. I think what you've said is correct. I think a form of investigation needs to be done, and if the allegations turn out to be false, fine. If the allegations turn out to be true, so be it. Regardless of what the truth is, hopefully the truth comes out and it is dealt with in an appropriate manner. It's not swept under the rug. Because it is becoming a prevalent problem. It is a prevalent problem that has been for many years. Yeah, it's a cancer within gaming, which is why we bring it up. It is a cancer in gaming, which is obviously something we do.
Yeah, people get a certain level of influence, then they will abuse that, and like, I don't know.
Indeed.
It's just horse shit. Well, okay, I'm sorry, I'll try and keep my opinions a little more. If we suddenly woke up tomorrow and had like, you know, however many million people or whatever, it's like, that's great. I would attempt to use that to build like a really righteous Discord and set up ARC servers and just create a place where it doesn't matter, you know, are you on furlough because of COVID and your pay's a bit shit? It's alright, don't worry about it, come and have a laugh. Like, I would want to create a happy environment where people can just get together and have a really chilled out time. Like, it wouldn't be a case of like, oh excellent, okay, and now let me, you know what I mean. It just really, 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 really bugs me that someone would potentially, allegedly.
Yeah, let's move on to happier topics. Just a comment there from us. It's basically just current gen console in a smaller form factor, probably cheaper to manufacture. Yes, possibly. I to be honest, I would say it is most likely using AMD's newer graphics architecture. It is probably using AMD's new CPU architecture. The reason being that, so one of the reasons that consoles or developers love consoles, right, is because it's there's no variables, right? It's fixed, which means you can build for what that is. So if they're using the same architecture across the board, they don't got to worry about, you know, okay, is it using the old Navi stuff? Is it using the new Navi stuff? Is it using the old GCN stuff? It's fine. So I think it is basically what it's going to boil down to is the consoles are going to have like a Radeon RX 6800, right? Whereas that Series S is probably going to have like a Radeon RX 5300. It'll be their low end sort of, you know, your esports, your younger kids, your teenagers with little pocket money sort of tier of GPU. what interests me is how much is it actually setting them back? If
There's an Anjanath out here.
Ooh, Anjanath. Yeah, that's what interests me is how much is it actually costing them to build these consoles? Because looking at the rumors, actually that is something I forgot to add in. There have been more rumors surrounding the performance of Nvidia's new graphics cards. We're looking about a 30% increase, which is what I said, funnily enough, when the when the rumors first came about regarding, or say rumors, sorry, when they first showed their Ampere architecture, I looked at the numbers, I figured out, based on what they were saying and this, that, and the other, we were looking at between a 25 and 30% increase. Based on the numbers that are coming up on, I think it was 3D Mark, so 3D Mark Time Spy scores, yeah, it's about a 30% increase, which is, well, you normally look at about 15% between tiers, so that's a double generation jump. The thing is, AMD are rumored to have also made that same performance leap, and are roughly equal. Which means, yeah, do not buy a GPU right now, because if you do, you're wasting your fucking money. I mean, we're looking potentially at a generational increase on par with what we had from the 9 series to the 10 series.
Ooh, shop. Well played. I forgot all about this, mate. It's been so long since I played Hunter. I'm just literally running around just like pew-pewing him.
Shoot.
Yeah, I wasn't paying any attention to traps. I haven't used any mantles. I think I've used 2 potions. I was going to change out the bow. I probably should. And yes, mate, I'm looking forward to end of year building system. Hopefully, I don't know quite what yet, but I have suspicions.
Okay, so as Swish just said, Xbox Game Pass, also for PC, is currently £1 or $1 for the month.
It's
They
also
seem to have that offered quite a lot at the moment. Apparently, there's a couple of good games. So he's currently playing through Mech Warrior and Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. Not heard of that one. I think that might be worth us taking a look at some point. Say again?
Mech Warrior, man, old but good.
Oh, is it?
It was fun,
apparently,
yeah.
That's on there for the Xbox Series Pass. I believe you actually pay for it, don't you, Steve?
I do. I'm a subscriber because
Yeah.
I have a
I
child,
subscribe
a
to it.
demanding child. Phil has a demanding dad, so.
Yeah, it's on my list of ones or things to try or to take a look at because there are some good games on there. I just not really.
I mean, even at
chance.
full price for $3.99 a month, like you can get some seriously good titles for 30.
It's like 12 quid a month for me, but yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
you've
if you
got
go for
a
the
family.
ultimate.
You've got a family one there, haven't
Yeah, it just means that, well, I mean, I still can't play the same game on 2 devices at once, obviously, but it means that I have access to all the PC side of it while my kid has access to the Xbox side of it, and yeah.
you? I mean, but he's playing like Minecraft and Roblox. And
He was
stuff
playing
like that.
Minecraft Dungeons, Roblox, he wants to play Grand Theft Auto, and I'm like, dude, you're 6. Like, probably not.
Look, just because our parents let us play it when we were that young does not mean it's acceptable for you, got it? Oh, you.
I know, he's a clever kid, like, he'll understand, you know what I mean? It's one of those games he could easily play, and he's not going to, like, simulate it or replicate it. He knows you can't just walk around and bash people on the head and stuff. It's not a case of that. It's
He
he
understands
the language
it's not socially
and-
acceptable to hire a prostitute and then murder her to get your money back.
Yeah, I mean, how was I supposed to get my money back?
Yeah, I was going to say, there are just
Ask
themes.
nicely. You don't bash her over the head with a baseball bat.
She might say no. It's
Just
simple.
scrape it off her teeth, mate, it's all good.
I'm taking that back.
That's mine, thank you. But there are just themes at hand that I
Can I
don't
just say,
want
by
to
the way,
expose.
we small band do not condone
Killing
prostitution
her.
or violence towards sex workers. Just gonna
Oh, yeah.
clarify.
Yeah, if in case that wasn't inferred, there we go, cheers for the clarity. I forgot what I was saying. You'd think I'd be used to you cutting me off by now, but I'm not. It's just as annoying now as it ever has been. What was I saying?
I don't know, something about...
Just like he understands the connotation.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah,
real
he's not
life
going to go
in
beat
the
people to
game.
death, but at the same time, I can't condone some of the themes at hand there. Like, hey, play Grand Theft Auto, little 6-year-old kid. But there's a couple of others he's playing as well. He's doing the freaking shark attack Roblox thing. He's been doing that all day. He's surprisingly good as the shark, but it just kind of drives me mental because obviously Roblox isn't particularly well put together game. It's just difficult to listen to their chirpy jingles and whatever for like 5 hours. Anyway, I would say what's everyone else
to the minute. In my I've literally been trying to install a couple of games now for the past couple of days, and I keep getting like a weird error log thing. It makes no sense, and even on the Windows like store help page, it makes no sense. It's really weird.
Oh, hello. Wet.
So many. Stop roaring!
What's everyone else been playing?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, now there's a party.
Oh my, what is happening?
Save some ass for the rest of us, boys. Jesus Christ. My frames!
I know, right? I got to send. Oh, he's angry, so I can't send him around.
I've not been playing anything recently. I've been kind of.
Well, you've been playing
chilling with
Xbox
my
stuff,
dad.
haven't you, with your old man?
Yeah. So,
What have you been playing?
you know, I got my old man an Xbox for Father's Day. He's been playing, you know, all sorts: Red Dead, Witcher, Outer Worlds.
Speaking of Red Dead 2, we need to get that on the go again at some point.
Yeah, I
It's probably
mean,
worth
they've left it in like shit.
Oh,
As far as
have
I'm aware, they never added the raids or anything like that to it. They never added like the bank heist. I mean, I could be wrong.
I mean,
I'm not got a finger on the pulse.
COVID has really. Also, no, we're not allowed to say that word, are we? Human malware. We're going to take C from Gamers Nexus.
That can't even be used as an excuse because they've released 2 GTA Online updates in that time. They still absolutely focus everything onto GTA,
I'm going to say it's because that's what makes them money.
which is a shame because I really wanted to like rock up on my horse and shoot someone in a
Howdy,
tank.
partner. Boom.
Yeah.
They'll just left me with the Rathian.
Maybe.
I would like to return to it. I still, you know, I never completed the story on that game, ever.
Neither did I.
I think there's
I mean,
about
me and
4
Steve have been
story
too busy,
missions.
like trying to rush our way through the Final Fantasy 14 story.
Which is good.
My dad at the minute has played more Red Dead story than I have.
Really?
Yeah, he's
I mean, your
doing
old
story.
man's not a big gamer though, is he? Historically.
No, not really, but like he's done more in that game than I ever did, like campaign wise.
Bloody
He's
hell.
doing like story missions and like, who's this? I think it's because we focus so much on like the online aspect of it all.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you
we focused a
doming
lot on-
people from halfway across the map. I have no idea how anybody snipes like this. If at some point we ever play Red Dead, ever, with like any like people, if we get the fans at any point, or if, whatever that happens to be, I personally issue like a challenge, basically whoever versus Phil. I don't care who you are versus Phil. Sniper battle. If you win, I'll buy you an Xbox.
I mean, it took me about 4 deaths before I was able to have a hit for him. Like, I was able to kill him, but it usually
I think the
required me
most
basically
notorious time was
cheesing
up
my
in.
way past it, and then shooting him in the face with an incendiary shotgun.
I think I got that rep during that snow battle, didn't I?
What, where you
Yeah,
killed
four
11-ish
It was
kills before you were even
insane.
like clipped,
And
and then you
that
still
still didn't
finished off
kill me.
both teams. Yeah.
And they all ran away in the end. Like, yeah, I think I cemented my reputation as a sharpshooter in that game.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
I
you
mean,
do what you do in
I
that game.
pride myself on my sniper skills in a lot of games, but Phil is on an entirely different level. And we're talking like esports player versus a noob, right? Like that's the divide between me and Phil. And I'm a good sniper. I'm not great, but I'm good. Yeah, it's
I thought Sean was the best.
Was it the Kakano rifle or whatever it was called? It's like, yeah.
something like
I don't
that.
think it
Once I
mattered,
unlocked
did it?
that-
Because at one point when I was like, all right, pistols. I think actually, in fairness, it was a fairly
the
even
dual
draw
pistols, you were a winner.
And then you were like, right, snipers, and I was like, okay, Phil, at least let me. No, Phil, can I just? Phil, okay, never mind. Respawn, respawn.
I'm trying to start a mission!
It was like, Phil, fuck's sake, can we not just do one fucking thing?
But yeah, I think that's a game I'd like to return to at some point.
Yeah, I think considering how much I paid for the game,
I would probably have to read patch notes to make sure they actually did stuff that was worthwhile. Because if it's just like, oh, we've got a few more legendary bounties, it's like, big yawn, whatever.
yeah, those got a little
Red,
bit
beige, and clean.
Oh my god, that was ingrained into my brain for like 3 weeks, if you remember. Just at work, in the office, Red Dead, it's like, shut up!
Where's my... There it is.
Are we just gonna kill it, or are we gonna wake it?
Hang on. Or I think Adam's doing a thing. Just let me go.
Yeah, as soon as Big Bang. Oh, wait. I got traps. No, I haven't. I've got barrels. Yes, I have. Oh, just I put the barrel down. Never mind.
So he got stuck in the vines.
I forgot to make ammo. I've run out of ammo of everything. I was just fighting the Rathian blind. Is anyone
I've been like
coming back
on
to this, by
reserve
the way?
now for a while.
Back to...
The Rathian.
We'll do so after this dude's dead.
Yeah, this dude when I go to sleep, so it's pretty close. What games haven't we played in a while that we can just... I was weirdly playing Satisfactory, missing Arc.
I wanted to play Ark. I need to go back to Ark. I need to do an updated FPS guide on Ark. We used to host a server, I think. It might be worth hosting it again if there is any desire for like a community aspect on that. Like, that would probably be an easier thing to get a community playing. Ash, you ever played Ark? And if not, would you? And if the answer to either of those things is like, oh, I don't know, but I might, then give us a shout, mate, and we'll set a server up, and that could be some fun. But
Yeah, that's something we definitely need to start doing again, is Ark. We put so many hours into it. It'd be interesting to see how it's changed. I mean, it's been what, 2 years? So we were making Ark content before we went on hiatus for 2 years, and then we just never played it again since. Like we went on a hiatus because of various reasons, and then yeah. Oh, bloody hit check.
I think I got all of the aspects. I think we all bought Aberration as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we've all got Aberration. You guys bought the one that came after that. I didn't, because I just didn't have time to play.
I didn't think I did I?
I bought
Atlas.
Atlas.
Came after Aberration.
Extinction.
Oh my god, Atlas is
come on.
AIDS.
The first few days of Atlas were epic.
It was really good.
And then it suddenly wasn't. You got
Building
so
the boats.
excited about those boats.
Mate, the galleon or whatever it is, like that actually turned me on building that thing. It was huge. And then you realise, like, oh, what can I do with it?
Nothing,
You can't
because I
tame
need
animals.
11 servers to actually run the whole map. That's good.
Yeah, Atlas was just like a money grab.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it had, what was it? It literally had the Ark menu. Like, it even said Ark Survival Evolved in one of the menus, didn't it?
No,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't that, but it was quite clearly Ark on water. It played like it was made by the same people.
No,
It was-
there was a thing where, like, the first time it was released, there was actually one of the menus straight up said Ark Survival Evolved.
pretty sure
He's
it
using the
wasn't
same
exactly
UI
that,
and stuff,
but yeah.
wasn't it? It's so buggy though, that's a problem.
It was Ark! Just on water. Of course it was.
The problem is, no, if it was actually Ark on water, that would have been a really good game. But it wasn't. It was
Well, you can build
Povo
rafts in
pirates.
Ark.
Fucking Povo pirates on water, that's all it was.
I started actually building mods to build like proper boats in Ark, and then I just never got around to it. Like, I 3D modeled it, and I just never got around to coding it.
You should probably let Phil 3D model it, dude.
Yeah, Phil is a lot. The thing is, like, in terms of the actual structure of the model, there's not that much of a difference between me and Phil. Where the difference comes in is his ability to light shit and texture shit is leagues beyond mine. Like, I can't light and texture. And to be fair, he's much more efficient than I am. Like, he can work through stuff a lot quicker than me.
Thank you, college and university.
Yeah, like, actual like, experience doing it. I did, like, a single year of my engineering degree before switching to IT.
I was there for 5 years doing it all, so...
Yeah, I've got 1 year and then, like, 2 years of making Kerbal Space Program mods. Using
I wouldn't
God
want to
damn it.
piss my time away doing Atlas mods. Arc mods maybe, but not Atlas. Atlas is trash.
Agreed. You know what? You know another game we haven't played in a while actually is Empyrean. That's had a lot of updates since we last played it.
What?
Empyrean. I think that might be before we met you that we played that.
Yeah,
that rings
was
a bell.
That was before we were with the NHS, and obviously I indoctrinated into a
I recognise you.
thing. I know you. Where do I know you from? I had my old car once. Oh yeah.
What a time.
when I was banging transmitters on the side.
I was gonna say, I thought you recognised him because of our mutual ex-girlfriend.
That was after the fact. When we sat down, I was like, Now, where was it? We went to like backtrace and everything's like, oh yeah, her.
Yeah. Just to add context to that, it turns out that after me and Phil like got to know each other via Steve, we've discovered that we both dated the same girl like one after the other.
Within like this, it was literally within the span of
yeah,
weeks.
like, it was so close that there was potential overlap. So
Yeah, that's like danger close.
That was not.
they both had the
that
same
was not-
unfortunate incident that I won't get into.
that's a fucking man.
That's a drunk story over.
The likelihood of such an event happening.
If you want to know the story, join us on Discord. I'll tell you.
That is a drunken story, put it that way.
Yeah.
Drunken stories are restricted to Discord only, ladies and gentlemen. Word of warning, our Discord does not have an age allowance below the age of 18.
What's
Content is not
Imperium,
suitable
then?
for minors, people
It's-
with a nervous disposition, or anyone that's slightly religious.
It's
Thanks.
Johnny Rocket Feet was the thumbnail that I used. You've got a little rocket feet, and it's
Osiris New Dawn.
was that Osiris, not
That
Imperium?
was Osiris New Dawn.
Oh, Imperium was the
Horizon,
fucking
whatever
weird
it was.
triangular spaceship, do what you like type thing.
Oh wait, is that like it's like space engineers, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I might have
I
to
think
get
they
that.
added some story over time as well.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's the one I'm thinking of. I think that's it. Like, I might have to try that at some point.
Well, I think we've all got it. Next Sunday, Diablo has a new season going on, so we're doing that on the stream. But like the Sunday after that, we should try to get Imperium on the go.
I might see how much Imperium is after the stream.
It's like
pick it up.
£3.
Oh, it's not expensive.
It's probably on sale as well now with the summer sale.
Yeah.
Oh
this
yeah, I
is
might have to
true.
pick it up.
I mean, if you have a look on my Steam Workshop for that game, I've got quite a few shits I'm very proud of on there. So like small and capital.
I'm on it. Because if that's anything like space engineers, and like I'm absolutely up for that.
It's.
The fuck are you taking it?
I'm trying to think of the best way to explain Imperium. Think of it as like a block base. Like your shipbuilding is block based.
Yeah,
but
like
like
space
terraforming and
engineers.
stuff is voxel based.
And
Like
it also
space
has,
engineers.
like actual enemies and like space engineers. There's like aliens.
Oh, not me off.
with
I'm
wildlife
back
and
on,
stuff.
boys.
Well, you've got that in Imperium as well.
I'm talking about Imperium.
Oh,
I said
Yeah, I might have to give it a go.
It has
I thought you
actual,
said-
like,
yeah. Sorry, I thought you said on space engineers. You have that. That's
Nah.
why I got confused. My apologies.
I mean,
Oh
as
my
far as
God.
I know, like space engineers' only enemies is like AI drones and stuff.
Ah, okay.
Whereas here it's like aliens, wildlife, actual like other humans, I think.
All I remember
Yeah,
about
I
Imperium
think
is
it
I
is
spent
really
about 6.5, 7 hours building something
Yeah, it was your big
The-
capital ship.
that dropped my FPS by about 30 every time I tried to launch it. It was
Yeah, that was your big
so big that I think at one point we had Sean's ship landing inside. Adam just decided to mine one of the planets. And when I say that, I don't mean as in he went around mining. I mean he turned the planet into non-planet because he had mined it.
Yeah, so if memory serves, like, so you made that giant ass capital ship. I made another capital ship that was, well, it was a carrier, wasn't it? It was a pocket carrier. So I built a Corvette class ship, which was pretty big, had way more guns than it had any bloody rights to have. And then I built a carrier that could just, and I mean only just, fit that inside of, and you could fit like 6 single-seater fighter craft in there, I think. And then Steve built a capital class that fit my bloody capital class in there.
Yeah.
All this talk of that game is making me want to get it.
Yeah,
It's
it was
basic
one of
and it's
those-
not pretty, but it's fun.
Well,
I
we
mean,
played
it's
7
only
Days to
been 2
Die, for
years.
God's sake.
Oh, but 7 Days to Die is amazing!
7 Days to Die has got like N64 level graphics. It's absolutely. And oh my god, don't even get me started on like collision detection in that game.
Yeah, but come on now.
Does my
Like,
head in.
come the 11th Horde night or whatever, you're arsehole.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. Then, like, you play it for like
And
the
also racist
experience.
asshole.
Mate, she shrieks
No.
and shrieks.
Oh,
I don't
she
like zombies.
absolutely- Why are you playing this then? Oh, because you guys are here. All right.
She has faith in
It's-
Adam to keep her safe from all the
See you in
tanking.
a bit. We're off.
Adam is the group's tonk. Except
I'm
when
looking
Adam's
forward
not
to
there, then
Shadowlands,
it's me
man.
or Phil.
And how many times when we were playing FF14 did me and Phil both say, I'm looking forward to Shadowlands?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's not to say that Final Fantasy isn't good. Like, me
No,
and
I'm
Steve
loving
aren't-
Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is amazing. It's just, it also kind of makes me miss where I come from. You could have a friend with a really nice house, and you go over to stay at your friend's house, and you enjoy their house. They've got heated underfloor, like hardwood laminate flooring, and they've got a really beautiful shower. But
Oh,
it's
I miss
not
having
home.
heated flooring in the kitchen.
It's not home. Do you know what I mean? They could have the
Yeah.
absolute masterworks, but it ain't where you live. So I'm loving Final Fantasy, but it ain't WoW. So
Yeah.
Oh, what's
I
it doing?
understand exactly what
What's
you're
it
saying.
doing? Oh!
It's flying away.
I forgot to make flash pods to bring it down.
Oh yeah, flash pods are a
flash
thing in this game.
pause.
I only just remembered they're a thing.
I wonder what those for.
Reload, please.
Man, I'm sweating so much.
It is so warm.
Dude, I turned the fan off about 10 minutes into the stream because I realised it was making noise. Yeah, I'm.
When it's 7 degrees in my
uncomfortable.
room with the window open and the fan going.
Oh, it's your sleep, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'll stick my little clunky things down. I think I've
Barrels,
got
I
barrel
remember.
bombs.
We've got barrels. Have I got barrels in this load up?
Yeah,
It's
Oh,
not
never
going to
mind.
matter. We got too close too soon. Hang on, let me just put mine down here. Let's see what happens.
Yes. Bonk.
That works.
Yep.
Also, gonna wait for that. And hi,
Why am I trying to
Right.
poison it? Oh, I poisoned it though.
right. Nice. Smack him, Adam. Smack him. Little red things on the floor, dude.
They already blew up. Smack him now.
I got to smack them like way before you place them. Oh no, I'm poisoned.
I'm trying to mount the bitch and I can't.
Whatever will I do with the poison? I will just hit it a couple of times with this.
Oh, sorry, Steve. Yoink! Oh, you bitch! I hate when that happens. Rolled out my bloody hand splitter.
I think I haven't played this fight efficiently at all, but I feel as though I've done reasonably well against this Rathian, considering I haven't played it in however many months I
I
did.
think I'm
I'm
playing
just enjoying the
atrociously.
feeling of smacking the shit out of you again.
I might have to actually watch this part of that stream back because there was a bit. Just now, for example, I've just did the impossible reload. I was reloading, she went to charge me and charged straight over my head, and I'm just like, thank you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the iframes on that like reload is just a little bit dirty.
Right, we are at 58 minutes, which is close enough to an hour.
Yeah, we've killed a few things as well. I'd say.
As just clarified, the hidden menu did actually say Arc. I didn't think it actually said Arc. I thought it was just incredibly similar to. So thank you for
Yeah,
the
no, it,
correction on
it
that,
did
mate.
actually say Arc. That's
Um,
why it was became such a meme.
I have a whole 30 minutes in Arc according to Steam. Dude, I've missed all these comments. Sorry, man. I've been slack as. Let me just get my Kabuki on, and then I'll read through them. Where's my... I don't have a Kabuki.
Ah, that
I'll
was
watch
it,
everybody
wasn't
else Kabuki. There we go.
How do I kabuki?
That's what we're getting back.
It's in your
Let's go.
gestures.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
would
would you play it
trying
again?
to start at Adam.
If we started up a server, would you play it
Oh,
again?
no,
Because
go
we
on,
have
come
a
here.
few Arc videos up, and what I'm thinking is, if we all chipped into, I don't know, like a rented server somewhere, or whatever, it could just have 24/7 uptime, and it's just something that we could all do, even if it's not something we have to live on. It's something we can all do, maybe just for lols. I don't know. Other than that,
Missed.
yeah.
Adam's trying to yeet me and he's not doing a very good. Ah, he got me. Stop trying to yeet me. Yeah,
That's
this
sort of
happens
random,
after every fight, by the way. Like, Adam will try and launch people. I don't know why. He's such a child. And with that, yeah, I don't think there's anything else, is there?
Don't think so.
Why are you creeping?
Because I was hoping to avoid getting hit. Oh dear. Alright. I'm out on timing. We will be next Sunday with the new season of Diablo. Sunday after that, probably with some Empyrean. Unsure. If there's anything you want to do with us, jump in on Discord, Arc, whatever. Anyone who watches this after the fact, just drop it in a comment. We'll see what we can get done.
That's sick.
Other than that, we'll see you next week.
Peace out, guys.
Brr.